A Democratic congressman says this isn't about public safety. It's shooting a campaign ad at taxpayers' expense. Is this public safety or optics? Let's lay it all out.
Cities where President Trump is considering sending the National Guard. He traded barbs with Maryland Democratic Governor Wes Moore, offering federal help for what the president called out-of-control, crime-ridden Baltimore. Listen.
While the president is spending his time from the Oval Office making jabs and attacks at us, there are people actually on the ground doing the work.
In 2020, Trump signed an order letting him deploy National Guard units to cities like Chicago without approval. He called it spiraling and promised as many troops as it takes. Take a look at this. So let's check this article out here. It says, in Trump sent the National Guards to cities around the U.S. Oh, here it says, United States President Donald Trump has called upon governors from several Republican states to deploy their state's National Guard to D.C., which Trump has claimed is ridden with crime. As troops pour into D.C., Trump on Tuesday also suggested that he might send the National Guard to other cities. Again, what is your take on this? Hear what the local leaders are saying. The governor for Chicago said, "We're not props for a campaign ad." Chicago officials slammed this as political theater, not public safety. Watch this.
Trump administration is facing plenty of pushback for its plan to put federal troops on the streets of Chicago and for a recent shakeup at the CDC. CBS's Willie James Inman is at the White House.
This Labor Day weekend, the Trump administration is facing pushback for a plan to send federal troops into Chicago in response to violent crime. On Sunday's Face the Nation, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says troops don't belong on the streets of the Windy City.
Murders are down 50% in the city of Chicago. National Guard troops, any kind of troops on the streets of an American city don't belong.
Now, let's talk optics and history. Troops deployment for optics aren't new. Eisenhower did it at Little Rock. Bush did it after Rodney King incident. Doing it in an election year, that's calculated stagecraft. Watch this. On this one here, it says the political standoff intensifies over Trump plans for Chicago crackdown. It goes on to say that a political standoff over United States President Donald Trump plans to crack down on crime and illegal immigration in Chicago intensified on Sunday as top administration officials promised to deploy more federal officers, and Democratic governors of Illinois portrayed Trump as a threat to democracy. Again, what part of this do you think it's a threat to democracy? It doesn't matter if you're on the left or the right, the blue or the red. Here on Radar Frequency, we are in the neutral, we just bring the information to you. Do you think that this is a threat to democracy? And if so, why? And if not, why? Please drop your takes in the comments. I'd love to hear what your thought process is. Now let's break down the legal minefield. The guards usually report to governors unless federalized for war or insurrection. Trump move leans on the Insurrection Act. Critics say it's overreach. What do you think? Take a look at this. And this article goes on to say, since President Trump sent the National Guards into Los Angeles and Washington, he openly said that sending troops to some of the nation's most democratic cities, including Chicago and Baltimore, that they're claiming they need to crack down on crime. If you're from the Chicago or the Baltimore area, again, I would love to hear what your thought process is. What is your feeling on this? You have to voice your concern. You have to voice your opinion. Even if you're not from there, I would love to hear what your thought process is, but I want to get the locals from around there because a lot of times from time to time, we have different people inputting information, and the actual folks that are getting impacted by that, you hear nothing about it. So please spread this, share it so they can get around or we can hear the thought process. What are your thoughts on this? I know a lot of people are saying that President Trump is wrong. He's right. But they're coming into saying that it's a blue state, red state kind of thing. But what do you think? I mean, the ones that I've seen so far, the states, are states that desperately need help. You know, you have Chicago, you have Baltimore. Those are the two that are coming to the top of my head. I'm sure there's more, you know, but those are the ones that has been infested with stuff, you know. So I would love to hear your thought process. Drop them in the comments. Crime is mixed. Cities are healing. Governors, they're standing firm. Courts are bracing. But the optics, oh yes, the optics, it's carefully crafted. You decide. Is it safety or a spectacle? And please drop your comments below. I would love to hear what your thought process is. Like, share, and subscribe. And until we meet again, remember, stay informed and engage. Have a good one.